How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world? It's your boy Adam here, live on Couch Sports Football, and we have Premier League action today, not Champions League action, ladies and gentlemen. Are you Arsenal fans? Are you Manchester City fans? Or are you just fans of football? Sound coming in early with the 4-0. Already out there coming in with the 4-0. That is huge. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. There is Champions League football, but ladies and gentlemen, this comes first. This is Arsenal against Manchester City. This is first against second. As you can see, a Manchester City victory today puts them joint top of the table. Actually, they go top of the table on goal difference. Barca will win 4-0 against Manchester United. Wow. Why are you gonna why are you gonna come hurt me, man? Why you gotta hurt a brother? You know, that's tomorrow, innit? Let's talk about today. Let's worry about that tomorrow. But today, ladies and gentlemen, it is Arsenal taking on Manchester City. No Thomas Partey for Arsenal. He has got a slight muscle tightness in his leg, is what I've read. Just waiting for the players to come out. Are you going live on my birthday? You said your birthday's in July. Question is, I don't think there's football in July, South, this year. I don't think there is. But hopefully I'll do something during the break. Hopefully I'll do something during the break. Have you got any plans for your birthday, Saud? Going anywhere to eat? Going on holiday? Are you doing anything? Yes, yes, you do. That's good. That's good. That's good. It's at the Emirates Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. We are in London today, where we have Arsenal taking on Manchester City. Who comes out on top is Pep Guardiola against Mikel Arteta. It's red against blue. It's London against Manchester. Who comes out on top today? Number one versus number two. Oh, you're going to Fujairah. I'm assuming that's somewhere in the UAE. I've never heard of that. Here we go. The players getting ready to come out, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal against Manchester City. It's the red half of London against the blue side of Manchester. It's north against south. 1 versus 2. Red against blue. Pep against Mikel. Ladies and gentlemen, who comes out on top? Let's find out, because this is a huge game in the Premier League, ladies and gentlemen. This game is massive. Erling Haaland comes out onto the Emirates Stadium. I'm going I'm going Umrah in Ramzan. Oh, my brother, you're blessed. So lucky going to do Umrah in the holy month. Oh, you're gonna love it, Saad. Have you been before, Saad, or is this your first time? Here we go with the Arsenal team news. Let's transition over to the game. Ramsdale is in goal. It's a back four of Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko. Martin Odegaard, Jorginho, and Granit Xhaka. So no Ben White or Thomas Partey. Bukayo Saka, Eddie Nketiah, and Gabriel Martinelli play up top. Am I a Muslim? Yes, my brother, I'm a Muslim. It's a 4-3-3 formation. Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Xhaka, Jorginho, Odegaard, Saka, Nketiah, and Martinelli. Ben White on the bench. Partey is not even on the bench. He didn't even make the team. Trossard is there. Nelson is there. Let's give you the Manchester City team news. Edison is in goal. It's a back three of Walker, Diaz, and Ake. Now, BBC, I think BBC have got it wrong. They've gone for Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Ikai, Gundogan, and Bernardo Silva. I don't think that's the right team. Mahrez, Haaland, and Grealish. I don't think that's right. You've been 5 times. Oh, man, you're lucky, man. You're so lucky. I'm saving up to take my wife, hopefully, to do Hajj. I'd love to be able to take her there. They've got it wrong. I think Man City, I think Amazon Prime have got the lineup wrong there. They've gone 3-4-3, but I think it's more of a 3-2-4-1 what you see there on screen. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Pep and Mikel embrace here, and that's all. Nothing else but just a simple embrace. Manchester City in their blue, Arsenal in their red. You look like you are from Pakistan. Where did that come from? Indian and Seychelles is my parents, but from the UK. Mum's parents are from India. My dad's from the Seychelles. But here we go with Manchester City to kick off the game. Arsenal shooting from left to right. Manchester City from right to left. And it's Manchester City who kick off the game with Nathan Ake on the right side. Goes into Jack Grealish. Backwards to Ake, who holds onto the ball. And the Arsenal fans trying to create some sort of an atmosphere today. Long ball over the top towards Erling Haaland. Saliba's there to win the header. Tomiyasu forced all the way back to the keeper. Ramsdale here on this left-hand side, who holds onto it on the 6-yard box. Into Gabriel. Gabriel out to the left-hand side towards Zinchenko. Into the middle left finds Jorginho. Martinelli. Loses the ball there to Kyle Walker, who lunges in. And it goes all the way back to Ramsdale, who unleashes Tomiyasu down his left-hand side. Holding onto the ball. Into the middle finds Odegaard. Odegaard coming deep to help out his midfield. It's going to be a battle of the midfields today, ladies and gentlemen. Is it the midfield in red? Is it the midfield in blue that comes out on top? Let's find out. Gabriel into Zinchenko. Martinelli loses the ball to Rodri. Kyle Walker can't come away with the ball. Martinelli does. He drives with it. Eddie Nketiah to his left. Saka to his right. Eddie Nketiah 1-1 against Laporte. And it goes out for a goal kick here on the right side. Arsenal 0, Manchester City 0 here on Cal Sports Football. Diaz, Ake and Walker on the back three. Edison goes into Walker on that right side. Feeds it in towards Mahrez, who holds onto the ball here. Brought down, free kick, Manchester City on the right side. How are we all doing? You look like Omar Isa. Who's that? Is that the guy that prays the Quran? 1 second. Oh no, I've never heard of this guy. I've never heard of this guy. Here we go with Walker now from the free kick. Comes backwards here to Diaz, and Diaz goes on the back to Edison on the shine side. I don't think I've ever heard Emirates this loud before. Diaz over the top towards Haaland, headed away by Gabriel. It falls into Brath and Kevin De Bruyne on the halfway line. He tries to try with a ball past Granit Xhaka, but it goes out for an Arsenal throw here on that left hand side. Arsenal 0, Manchester City 0. Gabriel on the ball here on this left hand side, trying to bring the ball forward into the path of Saliba. Saliba turns into the middle, finds Jorginho, backwards to Saliba. First time into Tomiyasu down this left hand side. Backwards to Saliba. Saliba into the path of Tomiyasu. Do you like Maher Zain? I don't know. I'm a bit iffy when it comes to stuff like that. Cause are they doing it for the right reasons? Or are they doing it because it's not music? I don't know. It's a bit iffy. Here we go with Odegaard backwards to Saliba on this left hand side, holding on to the ball. He's got Tomiyasu to his right and he finds him. Tomiyasu turns and brings the ball into the City half. Gundogan comes over to cover into Saka. Saka being held up by Bernardo Silva. Manages to find a pass to Eddie Nketiah. Out wide to Odegaard, but the referee pulls it back for a free kick here. And Rodri bringing down Eddie Nketiah. Far too easy. There's no need for him to go into him like that. It's a free kick for Arsenal on the right side. 4 minutes played, Arsenal 0. Manchester City 0 here on Cal Sports Football. Odegaard to take the free kick here down the right side. Arsenal very deep from this free kick. Very deep. I like Al-Fasi. I've never heard of him. Odegaard now to take the free kick here on this left hand side. Gives the signal. The Arsenal players now distribute into spaces. Kevin De Bruyne wins the header. Martinelli brings the ball under control here on the right side, being held up by Kevin De Bruyne. Backwards to Odegaard. Left foot into the box, but it's a wasted ball. And it goes out for a Manchester City throwing down the right side. Nishari bin Rashid Al-Fasi. I'll have to check him out. Throwing here by Manchester City. Walker into Mahrez, who flicks it into the path of Haaland. And Haaland tries to go around the outside of Gabriel, and he holds onto the ball. And Gabriel slips. Haaland into the middle, finds Riyad Mahrez, who finds himself in the box and tries to feed it backwards. But Jorginho's there to cover, and he's cleared away. Can Walker keep it in play? No, he can't. It goes out for an Arsenal throwing down that left-hand side. 5 minutes played, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal 0, Manchester City 0. Arsenal clear the ball down the line. Walker jumps up for the header and wins it. Bernardo Silva is there, but it falls to Kevin De Bruyne, who gets away from the defenders. And it goes out for an Arsenal throwing here on this left-hand side. Gabriel into Saliba. On this left-hand side, plays a 1-2 with Tomiyasu. He's the Imam of Kuwait. Oof. That's beautiful. I'll have to check him out. Saka loses the ball here to Bernardo Silva, and it's Jack Grealish bringing the ball forward. He's got plenty of options to choose from, and he squares it into the path of Mahrez, but Granit Xhaka's tracking back, and he clears it out for a corner down the right side for Manchester City. Wow, Bukayo Saka there, brought down by Bernardo Silva, but referee says no, carry on. Corner down the right side for for Manchester. Corner down the right side for Manchester City, taken short. Mahrez into Gundogan, right foot into the box, but it's blocked by Eddie Nketiah. Claims for a handball, nothing given. Walker into Bernardo Silva on the left-hand side, bringing the ball forward, plays it into Jack Grealish. 1-on-1 against Zinchenko. Grealish tries to go around the outside this time, brings it central. Backwards to Diaz. Kevin De Bruyne picks it up deep on the centre circle. Goes backwards to Diaz on the halfway line, and it's Ake now on the ball here. Ake bringing the ball forward. Out to the left side is Bernardo Silva. Grealish to his left. Ake through the middle, but it's intercepted there by Jorginho. But it falls to Gundogan, and it's Kyle Walker on the centre circle. Bringing the ball for Riyad Mahrez is to his right, but it goes into Kevin De Bruyne out wide to Riyad Mahrez 1-on-1 against Tomiyasu. But he loses the ball to Xhaka, who brings the ball forward for Arsenal into the path of Bukayo Saka, who has time to bring the ball forward. 1-on-1 against Bernardo Silva. Jack Grealish is tracking back here. Into the centre finds Granit Xhaka. Holds onto the ball, lays it into the path of Gabriel here on this left-hand side. Being held up by Riyad Mahrez. Backwards to Saliba. Jorginho out to Tomiyasu down the right side. Goes backwards to Gabriel, and Gabriel now has time to bring the ball forward. Into the path of Saliba. The Arsenal fans doing everything they can to help their side. Bukayo Saka, 1-on-1 against Bernardo Silva. Gets away from him, he's brought down. Free kick Arsenal here. On this left-hand side, 8.5 minutes played. Abdul Rahman Al Sudais is the best. I'll be honest with you, I love Kari Bassett. Kari Bassett, listen to him, Ar-Rahman, beautiful. Ball over the top, but it's in the hands of Edison here on the right side. 9 minutes played, Arsenal 0, Manchester City 0. Mufti Menk, Avera Mufti Menk. Kari Bassett, listen to Kari Bassett, Ar-Rahman, oof, shivers. You get it, goosebumps listening to that. Ball out to that right side by Edison into the path of Riyad Mahrez on the halfway line, backwards to Kyle Walker. Walker all the way back to Diaz. Diaz into Edison, and Edison clears it down the line. High up into the air. Zinchenko brings the ball under control on the centre circle, and he can't get away from Haaland, but Saliba's there and finds Odegaard on the centre circle. Tries to feed it into. How to spell it? I'll write it in the chat 1 second. Here we go with Diaz on the right-hand side. YouTube that and listen to Ar-Rahman. Oof. Diaz. Into Rodri. Rodri into Ake. Bernardo Silva goes backwards to Diaz on the right-hand side. And he holds onto the ball here. Out wide to Kyle Walker. Backwards to Diaz on the right-hand side. Into the path of Walker. Sorry, Ake. Ake into Grealish. Grealish against Tomiyasu. Into Rodri. Rodri goes backwards. Yes, that's the one. Kari Abdul Basit. Edison. High up towards Haaland, who wins the header. Jack Grealish can't get the header. Tomiyasu. And Saliba tries to bring the ball forward backwards to Tomiyasu. Into Gabriel, out to Zinchenko down that left-hand side. Kevin De Bruyne comes over to cover into the path of Martinelli, but Xhaka's not on the same wavelength. And Diaz will gather the ball. Here we go, Kevin De Bruyne on the right side, drives with the ball into the Arsenal half, but his pass is intercepted there by Jorginho on the centre circle, and he's got 3 players to aim for down the middle towards Eddie Nketiah, whose shot is blocked by Diaz. And it goes up for a throwing here down the right side. Taken quickly by Bukayo Saka, tries to go down the outside of Bernardo Silva, into the middle, finds Xhaka out wide here towards Odegaard. Odegaard 1-on-1 against Bernardo Silva, backwards to Jorginho, out wide here to Tomiyasu, 1-on-1 against Bernardo Silva again. And his pass is misplaced, and Gundogan comes away with it into Haaland, but Haaland held up by Saliba. And Gabriel now has the ball. Jorginho on the halfway line. Bringing the ball forward, out to the shine side towards Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu holds onto the ball. Eddie Nketiah making some runs. Tomiyasu tries to go around the outside, but there's no one to pass to. Blocked towards Eddie Nketiah. Saka manages to find the pass to Odegaard, who switches it outline there towards Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka puts his head up, left foot into the box. Eddie Nketiah is there, but it's headed away by Ake. I feel like that was more Ake's fault than anything. He went diving in for that header. It was a very low block. Man City get a free kick here in their own box. Man City now on the trying side to restart the game. 12.5 minutes played. Arsenal 0, Manchester City 0. Edison out to the sector side towards Jack Grealish. 1-on-1 against Tomiyasu on the halfway line. Mikel Arteta telling him what to do. Grealish comes backwards into Rodri on the centre circle, who has time to turn. Out to Kyle Walker on that right side. Martinelli comes up to cover. He comes backwards to Diaz. Diaz into Rodri on the centre circle. Out to the right side towards Mahrez. Mahrez holds the ball up and goes backwards to Kyle Walker on the right side. Walker returns it back to Kevin De Bruyne, the first time into Mahrez. Tries to put it over the top towards Haaland. Can he get ahead of Saliba? Yes, he does. He tries with the ball on that right side, but he couldn't find the pass to Kevin De Bruyne, and he goes backwards to Ramsdale, who just clears it down the line, but Rodri's there to win the ball back, and it goes backwards to Walker. Diaz on the centre circle now, on the shine side, bringing it forward. Lays into battle Rodri. Rodri backwards to Diaz on the centre circle, bringing the ball into the Arsenal half. Rodri's there, so is Kevin De Bruyne, so is Riyad Mahrez, but it goes into Walker, out wide towards Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez on the touchline, backwards to Walker on the halfway line, into the centre circle, finds Diaz. Diaz into Bernardo Silva. Odegaard now coming to apply some pressure. Bernardo Silva holds onto the ball here. Odegaard tracks him, and he goes backwards to Diaz, who goes all the way back to Edison here on the shine side. Edison floats it down the line towards Jack Grealish, who can't get the head of Tomiyasu, but Bernardo Silva brings the ball under control and clears it down the line. Saliba hits it high up into the air. Kevin De Bruyne is there to win the header, but it falls to Martinelli. Granit Xhaka now on this left-hand side, on the centre circle. Into the path finds Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu now 1-on-1 against Grealish. Into Jorginho, backwards to Tomiyasu. Into the path of Saliba on the centre circle in the Arsenal half. Gabriel. Rest in peace. You're right. Saliba to Gabriel on this left-hand side. 14 minutes played. Arsenal 0, Manchester City 0. Gabriel into the middle finds Eddie Nketiah, but it's intercepted, and Riyad Mahrez picks up the loose ball. Kyle Walker on the ball on the shine side, bringing the ball forward into the middle towards Kevin De Bruyne, but Saliba is there to cover. And Martinelli now comes away, Zinchenko comes away with the ball into Jorginho, but it's intercepted there by Rodri, and it finds Grealish into the path of Gundogan. Gundogan turns out to the right side towards Riyad Mahrez. Kevin De Bruyne is behind him. He makes overlapping run. Riyad Mahrez left foot into the box. Right foot, 1-on-1 against Gabriel. He holds on to the ball. Left foot into back post. Haaland is there. No one's making the run back post. And Gabriel clears it away. "15 minutes play." Dr. Zakir Naik Legend. Legendary. 15 minutes played, Arsenal nil. Manchester City nil, and Arsenal nearly got a goal behind if someone's making the running back post. How are we doing? Ramsdale here. Has gone down here. Ramsdale here. The Arsenal players are coming over to have a word with Mikel Arteta. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. Arsenal nil, Manchester City nil here on Couch Sports Football. Players are coming out. I will and watch the game. 17 minutes into the game. Arsenal nil, Manchester City nil. I'll be back. No problem. 17 and a half minutes played. Ramsdale's back up on his feet. Man City have a throwing here on the right side with Kyle Walker. Into the path of Haaland, but Zinchenko's there, and it falls to Kevin De Bruyne, into Haaland. Haaland holds the ball up here on the right side against Zinchenko, but Zinchenko wins the ball, and Martinelli hits it off Mahrez and goes out for a goal kick here on this left-hand side for Arsenal. Ramsdale to restart the game here in the 6-yard box. 18 minutes played. Arsenal nil, Manchester City nil. Ramsdale high up into the air, headed away by Diaz. Jorginho into the pass of Tomiyasu. First time into Kevin De Bruyne, and it's intercepted. Can Haaland get there ahead of Saka? No, he can't. And it goes all the way back to Ramsdale here. On the penalty spot, finds Gabriel on the left-hand side into Jorginho on the edge of the box, being pressed by Gundogan. Goes out to Gabriel on the left-hand side. Gabriel holds onto it in his own box here. No movement ahead of him. Goes backwards to Ramsdale. Ramsdale being held up by Haaland into Zinchenko. Out to Gabriel on the left-hand side, who now has space to bring the ball forward here. Threads it in towards Martinelli, but Kyle Walker is there. Forced to order Zinchenko. Sorry, on the centre circle, and the referee pulls it back for a free kick here on this left-hand side. Zinchenko 1-2 with Granit Xhaka. Goes backwards to Gabriel here on this left-hand side. Gabriel holds onto the ball. Backwards to Saliba. Saliba into the path of Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu backwards to Ramsdale here on this left-hand side. Looking for some movement. Squares it into the path of Saliba. Gabriel backwards to Saliba on this left-hand side. Plays it into the path of Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu holds onto the ball and sees a ball over the top towards Bukayo Saka, but Edison's off his line. And Man City restart here on this right side. Edison into the path of Ake. Ake holds onto the ball, but it comes off Bukayo Saka and goes out for a throwing of Bukayo Saka. Limps off the pitch here. "20 minutes played, Arsenal nil, Manchester City nil here on Couch Sports Football, and Manchester City are the ones who are creating more here. Erling Haaland Into path of Grealish, but it's headed away by Gabriel. Jorginho comes backwards to Saliba. And Saliba finds Ramsdale here on the left-hand side. Ramsdale switches it out to the right-hand side towards Bukayo Saka, but Ake is there to win the header. Headed away by Saliba. Walker into Martinelli. Falls to Xhaka. Out to Zinchenko. Zinchenko switches it over the top towards Odegaard in the centre circle. Tries to get away. Finds Martinelli. Martinelli holds onto the ball. Granit Xhaka's feet on the left-hand side. Rodri tries to apply pressure. Granit Xhaka across the middle, but Ake is there to head it away. Only to pass on Martinelli. But again, Rodri wins the ball. It forces Zinchenko. First time into the right. Eddie Nketiah off the post. Eddie Nketiah off the post, ladies and gentlemen, on the 21st minute. Oh no, he's wide. He doesn't even come off the post. He doesn't even get it on target. Grealish on the ball. Tomiyasu applying some pressure. And it comes off Grealish and it goes out for a throwing here on the right-hand side. Tomiyasu on the ball on the halfway line. Goes backwards to Saliba. Saliba gets away from Haaland. Into the middle, finds Odegaard on the halfway line. Backwards to Gabriel. Gabriel into Martinelli down the left-hand side, who's got space to hold on to the ball and bring it forward now. Into Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka across the 6 yard. But it doesn't come past Diaz and goes out for a corner down the left-hand side. Corner down the left-hand side for Manchester City. Corner down the left-hand side for Arsenal. The Arsenal players bunch up in the middle. Now they disperse. Martinelli, near post, headed on by Gabriel. Diaz, Rodri is there. And it falls to Riyad Mahrez, but the shot is blocked. And Edison will gather it in his hands here on the right side. Edison holds onto the ball here. On the right-hand side. Just slows it down, Edison. Goes into the path of Diaz. Diaz backwards to Edison here on the right-hand side. Edison holds onto it. Eddie Nketiah is trying to apply some pressure. But Edison so calm towards Tomiyasu, but it's intercepted. And it falls to Gundogan. Lucky Gundogan is there. Ake backwards to Edison, who hits it high up into the air. Haaland can't get there ahead of Saliba, and it falls to Tomiyasu, but can Jack Grealish get there? No, he can't, and it's a mistake by... Oh, what a beautiful goal! It's a mistake by Tomiyasu, and Kevin De Bruyne gets there, hits it first time past Ramsdale to make it 1-0 here on Cal Sports Football. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Manchester against London. It's number 1 against 2. Pep against Mikel. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a mistake at the back by Tomiyasu, who gives it to Kevin De Bruyne. And that's still a difficult finish because he gets there. Just have a look at this. It's just a kick out by Edison. If in doubt, get it out. I think it comes off Saliba, and Jack Grealish is charging down Tomiyasu, who passes it into the path of Kevin De Bruyne and is bouncing Ramsdale's off his line, trying to pull Kevin De Bruyne off, but Kevin De Bruyne just hits it past him and it loops into the back of the net, and it's 1-0 here on Cal Sports Football. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Arsenal 0, Manchester City 1. Courtesy of that man, Kevin De Bruyne. Bukayo Saka. Now Nepal gets away from Bernardo Silva and Gundogan, and he's brought down. That's going to be a yellow card for Bernardo Silva. That's going to be a yellow card to Bernardo Silva. He just kicks him. He just kicks him. He doesn't even get anywhere near the ball. Oh, come on, referee. Yellow card. Jorginho plays a 1-2 with Saliba on this left-hand side. Bringing the ball forward into the Man City half. Squares it into brother Odegaard. Odegaard tries to get away from Rodri. Back to Jorginho, and it comes to Saliba on this left-hand side. 1-2 with Odegaard. Odegaard turns. Gundogan comes to apply some pressure. Backwards to Saliba. Haaland applying the pressure into brother Gabriel. Mahrez comes over to pressure. Xhaka coming short. Xhaka on the turn out to Zinchenko. Down that left-hand side, who brings the ball into the Man City half. Trying to bring it forward again into the middle. But Ake is there to intercept. Rodri brings it down into Gundogan, who spins away from Jorginho. Kevin De Bruyne to Haaland. It's to his left and he goes. But Saliba's there. I think Gundogan slips when he goes to the pass. And it falls to Odegaard on the halfway line. Tomiyasu is free down the right side. Saka is on his right. Odegaard to his left. Tomiyasu returns it to Odegaard. Odegaard turns. Into the middle finds Zinchenko. Zinchenko has Martinelli down that left hand side. And he finds him Xhaka. And Eddie Nketiah. Odegaard on the edge of the box. Saka is there as well. But it falls to Martinelli, who tries to go around the outside. Put into the box. Tomiyasu. Over the bar. On this right hand side, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal 0, Manchester City 1. "27 minutes played here. Arsenal 0. Manchester City 1. Ederson to restart the game. The referee telling Ederson to get on with the game. Out to that right side towards Riyad Mahrez. Zinchenko can't get the header. He goes up for a throwing here for Arsenal. Zinchenko backwards to Gabriel here. Gabriel holds onto the ball. And it goes into the path of Saliba. Saliba on this left-hand side. Into the middle towards Saka. Saka being held up by Bernardo Silva. Finds Granit Xhaka. Tries to switch it. Out to that test line. So Zinchenko. Kyle Walker comes up to cover. Zinchenko keeps it in play. 1-on-1 against Walker. Couple of ricochets. Finds Martinelli on this left-hand side. Martinelli into the middle finds Jorginho. Finds Granit Xhaka. First time into Odegaard. Out to Bukayo Saka. 1-on-1 against the keeper. He sits Ake down. Ake's still on the ground. But it falls to Ederson. Ake, he sat down, brother. He was on the floor. He was ready for bed. What is he doing? Oh, he might have just been offside, to be fair. Ederson now on the right side to restart the game. Arsenal 0, Manchester City 1. Ball kicked over the top towards Haaland, battling out against Saliba. Can he get the better of him? Saliba can't. He's still being held up there. Referee pulls it back for a free kick here on this left-hand side. So, Jorginho now. 29 minutes play. Arsenal 0, Manchester City 1. Odegaard on the halfway line. Switches it out to that left-hand side towards Zinchenko, who's got space now. Mahrez comes over to cover. Zinchenko brings the ball forward. Left foot. I don't even know where. Left foot. Missile. Man City is first place. Yes, you're right, South. Goal difference puts them first place. Here we go with Manchester City on the 30th minute. Arsenal 0. Manchester City 1. The referee having a word with Gundogan now. Time wasting by Ederson. Rattling these Arsenal players. This is what happens. This is what I said about Arsenal. They have the technical ability. They have the manager. They have the players. But do they have the mentality? The moment they start to get rattled, they struggle. Tomiyasu heads into path of Gundogan, returns it back to Tomiyasu. Saka high up towards Eddie Nketiah, but it falls over him into Diaz, and it's Ake now on the ball into Bernardo Silva, but Saka is there, and he just hits it down the line, and it goes out for throwing here down the right side for Manchester City. 30 minutes played, 15 minutes and a 45 to go plus added time. Arsenal 0, Manchester City 1 here on Cal Sports Football. How are we doing? Ake into Bernardo Silva, backwards to Ake on the right side. Into the middle finds Ederson, and he just hits it high up into the air. But Haaland tries to bring it down, but it falls to Jorginho into Xhaka, and he goes back to Gabriel, and Gabriel finds Saliba on the left-hand side. Saliba into Tomiyasu, he finds Jorginho. Jorginho out to Eddie Nketiah, backwards to Jorginho hits it high up into the air. Kyle Walker can't get there. Free kick, Manchester City on this right side. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Kyle Walker getting some treatment here for Manchester City. Pep Guardiola there, having a word with Bernardo Silva, letting him know what he expects of him. What he expects of Bernardo Silva. Again, Pep Guardiola having a word. Bernardo Silva, Pep Guardiola, Ake. Gundogan comes over to talk as well. Pep Guardiola there, just having his words with Gundogan, letting him know what he wants. Kyle Walker's back up on his feet here. And he'll be coming back onto the pitch. Man City restart here on the right side, currently sit on top of the table, ladies and gentlemen. Diaz steps over to take the free kick on the centre circle. Into the path, Rodri. Rodri out wide towards Walker. Walker hits it high up into the air. He gets a walk. Yeah, Walker gets a yellow card. And tells his players just kick it down the line. There's no need for that. No need for that. 33 minutes played. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. Arsenal 0, Manchester City 1, ladies and gentlemen. This is a platform for all football fans to come together and talk football. Saliba on the centre circle, bringing the ball forward here. Out to the shine side towards Tomiyasu. Backwards to Saliba. Into the middle finds Gabriel. First time into Jorginho. Jorginho on the halfway line. Backwards to Granit Xhaka. Goes all the way back to Ramsdale here on the sector side. Arsenal being pressed. Backwards here, Ramsdale. High up into the air towards Saka. Ake is there to win the header. Grealish into the middle finds Diaz on the right side. Diaz into the path of Walker. Walker up top towards Riyad Mahrez, but it's over the top. Goes out for a Arsenal throwing here. Zinchenko backwards to Gabriel here. Gabriel holds onto the ball. Jorginho is through the middle, but he goes out wide to Saliba. Saliba into the middle finds Martinelli on the centre circle. Backwards to Xhaka. Zinchenko's free down the left-hand side, and he finds him 1-on-1 against Kyle Walker. Eddie Nketiah, Martinelli is there helping out. Zinchenko holds onto the ball here. Backwards to Xhaka. Xhaka into the middle finds Martinelli in behind to Eddie Nketiah, and he handballs it. And Ederson gathers it in his hands. Just a miscontrol there by Eddie Nketiah. Manchester City restart here on the right side with less than 10 minutes under 45 to go plus added time. Arsenal 0, Manchester City 1, and Ederson's going to get a yellow card now. Edison gets a yellow card now. Edison, high up into the air. In towards Zinchenko. Zinchenko holds onto the ball here. Finds Jorginho, and Jorginho goes backwards to Ramsdale. Ramsdale into the path of Saliba. Grealish comes over to cover. Tomiyasu's free down the shot, but he goes backwards to Ramsdale. Haaland tries to cover, but it goes into Gabriel. Gabriel into Xhaka. Xhaka out to Zinchenko down that left-hand side. And Zinchenko holds onto the ball. Into the middle finds Granit Xhaka. Xhaka on this left-hand side. Floats the ball out to the right side towards Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka has Tomiyasu making a rapid run. Ake's all over him. And he tries to get the ball off him. But Saka gets away with it and he gets the free kick here. Odegaard. Saliba. Into Tomiyasu. Can't get away from Grealish. Throwing Arsenal on the halfway line. Tomiyasu to take it. 36 minutes played. Arsenal 0. Manchester City 1. Saka now on the halfway line. Backwards to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu into the path of Ramsdale here on this left-hand side. Ramsdale out to Gabriel on that left-hand side. Mahrez comes over, tries to apply some pressure into the path of Martinelli. Martinelli holds the ball up, comes backwards to Gabriel. And it's now Zinchenko on the ball here. Bringing the ball forward. Into the middle finds Martinelli, but Gundogan's there and it falls to Diaz. And Diaz finds Gundogan, but he nearly loses the ball there. And Jorginho takes it off Kevin De Bruyne. And it's now Zinchenko on the ball. Backwards to Saliba on this left-hand side. Saliba bringing the ball forward here for Arsenal. Tomiyasu's free to his right. If he can find it, but he threads it in between the lights to Odegaard. But Bernardo Silva is there. Can't find Tomiyasu. Here we go with Grealish. Into the middle finds Rodri. Backwards to Ake. They're so quick on the ball. Manchester City. Bernardo Silva. Backwards to Ake on the right side. 37 minutes played. Arsenal 0. Manchester City 1. Edison into the path of Diaz on the right side. Who brings the ball forward here for Manchester City. Into the path of Walker. Walker goes backwards to Rodri, and Rodri finds Edison here on the right side. Diaz in his own box. Backwards to Edison. No movement ahead of him. He holds onto the ball. Into the middle finds Gundogan. Ake on the shine side feeds the ball over the top towards Erling Haaland, but it's short and it falls to Eddie Nketiah on the centre circle. He feeds it into pass to Zinchenko. Zinchenko brought down by Rodri, but it falls to Eddie Nketiah. Intercepted there by Kyle Walker and it falls to Rodri now. Tries to feed Haaland, but it's intercepted there by Xhaka, looking for some movement over the top towards Eddie Nketiah, who's in behind, and he gets the shot off. Oh, and Ake clears it off the line. He's given a penalty. Has he given a penalty? What's he giving a penalty for? He's given a penalty. So Eddie Nketiah takes the shot and they follow through each other. Is that a penalty? Oh, is that a penalty? The referee's given a penalty. Wow. The referee's given a penalty here for Arsenal. Wow. Wow, Arsenal have a penalty here. Bukayo Saka steps up here to take it. He loves a pressure penalty, doesn't he? 40 minutes played. Arsenal 0. Manchester City 1. Arsenal have a penalty here on the 40th minute. The fans plead to the heavens. Edison points to the right. Saka stands to the right of the ball. Edison shimmies to the right of the goal. Trying some mind games here. 12 yards. Bukayo Saka waits for the referee's whistle. Again, Edison telling him which way to go. Bukayo Saka shimmies. Oh, and he goes to the way Edison tells him to go. And he makes it 1-1 here on Cal Sports Football. And Arsenal are back in this game out of a penalty that came out of nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. VAR was the talking point of the weekend. What is the on-field referee going to be spoken about today? VAR was the talking point of the weekend. Well, today is going to be the on-field officiating. Who would have thought a penalty would have been given? But it has, ladies and gentlemen, and it's 1-1 here with a 45 to go. Can't wait. One here, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1 here on Cal Sports Football. Bukayo Saka has pulled one back. That's woken up the fans. Kyle Walker to take the throw. Kevin De Bruyne brings the ball under control. Gets away from the defender. Tries to feed it out wide. But Granit Xhaka is there. And it goes out for a Manchester City throwing here on the Shine side. 1.5 of the 45 to go plus added time. Manchester City 1, Arsenal 1. Here at the Emirates Stadium. Man City have a throwing down the right side. What's happening to Man City? Sound. It was a penalty out of nowhere, Sound. It was a penalty out of nowhere. Walker to take the throwing here on the Shine side. Long throwing into the box towards Haaland. It falls to Grealish. Haaland takes a shot. He's scuffed. Grealish gets there. Gundogan with a shot and it's saved. And it goes out for a corner on that right side. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the street. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1. What a second half we're going to have, ladies and gentlemen. Saliba back with Sir Ramsdale. Into the path of Gabriel. Gabriel over the top towards Tomiyasu. Grealish jumps up. Tomiyasu wins the header. Eddie Nketiah tries to get down the halfway line. Bernardo Silva does. Gundogan back with Sir Rodri. Rodri on the halfway line. Brings the ball into the Arsenal half. Is there a last chance here for Man City in the first half? Short pass by Rodri. Riyad Mahrez does manage to get there. And he gets away from Xhaka. But he can't get away from Jorginho. And it's a free kick, Man City. Six minutes of added time. 6 minutes of added time here on Cal Sports Football. Kevin De Bruyne and Riyad Mahrez step over to take it. I am not happy, Sound. Well, 6 minutes of added time in the first half. Maybe Man City can get a second here. Kevin De Bruyne into the path of Ake, headed away by Gabriel, and it goes out for a Man City throwing here on the left-hand side. Gabriel. Into the path of Bernardo Silva. Backwards to Grealish, sorry. Into the path of Bernardo Silva. Back to Grealish. Is he onside? I think he is. Bernardo Silva now. Into Rodri. Rodri into the path of Kyle Walker. Walker into Kevin De Bruyne. Has Mahrez down the right side and he finds him. Mahrez now 1-on-1 against Zinchenko. What's he going to do this time? He cuts in on his left foot. Can't get away from Martinelli. But Kyle Walker does get there ahead of Eddie Nketiah. And it falls to Riyad Mahrez. Gets away from two players, but he's brought down and it falls to Jorginho now, who lays it into pass Saka here on the left-hand side, who brings the ball forward here for Arsenal into the Manchester City half. Tomiyasu's alongside him. Saka tries with the ball here. Can't get away from, actually gets away from Bernardo Silva. And that's going to be a yellow card here for Bernardo Silva. And the free kick for Arsenal on the right side. Bernardo Silva is getting rinsed by Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka has rinsed every single left back he's come up against in the league. So what does Pep do? Decides to play Bernardo Silva up against him. What are you doing, Pep? 0-0 Chelsea. Oh yeah, they're playing against Borussia Dortmund. 47th minute played. We still have time to go in this first half. We still got 4 minutes to go. Odegaard now to take the free kick here. Gives the signal. Again, the Arsenal players bunch up in the middle. Headed away by Ake. Falls to Jorginho. Out wide towards Odegaard, the free kick taker. Back to Jorginho. Into the middle towards Gabriel. Gabriel lays it into the path of Martinelli. Martinelli across the 6-yard box. But there's no one there. And it falls to Kyle Walker. And he holds on to the ball here. Rodri. Switches it over the top towards Erling Haaland. Is he in behind Saliba? No, he's not. Is headed away. Jorginho. Backwards to Saliba. Kevin De Bruyne applying the pressure. Saliba holds onto it here. Goes onto his own line and hits it out for a throwing here. Pep is making a mistake. Grealish from the throwing into Kevin De Bruyne. Right foot, back post. No one's there. Throwing here. Goal kick here for Arsenal on this left-hand side. 48 minutes played. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1. .48 minutes played. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1. Martinelli tries to get the head of Ake. He doesn't. Hits it high up into the air. Mahrez gets ahead of Xhaka, but it falls to Zinchenko. Zinchenko out to the right side, but Jack Grealish is there. See you tomorrow. Take it easy, my brother Saud. I'll see you tomorrow. Haaland battling out against Saliba. Saliba wins the header, but it falls to Haaland. Haaland being held up by Saliba here. Being held there as well, and it's going to be a free kick. Man City on this left-hand side. Why is he not just going to get rid of it? Just head it. Back to your keeper. Do something. Free kick for Manchester City on this left-hand side. We've played 49 minutes of the first half, ladies and gentlemen. We still have another minute and a half to go in the first half. Mahrez, Kevin De Bruyne step over to take it here. What's going to happen here? Is there going to be another twist in this story? Kevin De Bruyne and Riyad Mahrez. Referee gives the whistle. Sorry, he blows the whistle. Kevin De Bruyne leaves it to Mahrez. Left foot into the box towards Haaland. Is headed away. Oh, and he's headed onto the crossbar. I was too busy watching what happened to Haaland. And Ramsdale tips it out for a corner here on this left-hand side. I think it was Rodri. Oh, I think it come off Ake. I think it comes off Ake. Oh, no, it doesn't. It bounces. No, it just bounces. Just bounces for a corner. $50 minutes played. This is going to be the last kick of the first half. Kevin De Bruyne to take the corner here. Right foot into the box. Back post. Punched away by Ramsdale. Jack Grealish will try and keep it alive here on that right side. No, he can't. And it goes out for a Man City throwing here. And that's the first half, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1 here on Cal Sports Football. And what a second half we're going to get. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll see you for the second half. Stay tuned. Second half here on Car Sports Football. It's Arsenal now shooting from right to left and Manchester City from left to right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 1-1 so far in this game. Arsenal stay top of the table as it stands. Who's going to come out on top in this game? Let's find out. Eddie Nketiah to start the game for Arsenal. Walker having a word with the ref there. I wonder why we're not kicking off yet. Come on, ref, kick off. What are you doing? Who are you waiting for? And there we go. Eddie Nketiah kicks off with Ramsdale. High up into the air. Headed away by Ake. Into the path of Haaland on the halfway line. 1-on-1 against Saliba. Into the path of Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne tries to return it back to Haaland. But it's a wasted pass. He should have done better. And Arsenal clear it away into the path of Bernardo Silva in the Arsenal half. But it's a heavy touch by Bernardo Silva. Tomiyasu clears it away. Gundogan out to Bernardo Silva. Does it go out of play? Yes, it does. There goes out for an Arsenal throwing. Tomiyasu steps over to take it. Saka now to take the throwing here on that right side. Over the top towards Eddie Nketiah. Ake applying the pressure, but it goes off him. Goes up for a Manchester City throwing here on that left-hand side. Bernardo Silva steps over to take it. First time into Rodri. The referee pulls it back here. Bernardo Silva now to take the throwing here on this left-hand side. Up top towards Erling Haaland. Heads it on into the path of Grealish, but it's cleared away. And it goes out for another Manchester City throwing on the halfway line. Grealish. Bernardo Silva down the line towards Haaland, but Saliba's there. And it goes out for an Arsenal throwing here. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1. Tomiyasu to take the throwing here down that right side for Arsenal. Deep in their own half. Tomiyasu. And he's going to get a yellow card, Tomiyasu. Being told to go deep and he keeps walking forward with the ball. He was warned. He was warned. Your throw is deep in your own half. No point walking down the line. Tomiyasu now to take the throwing here into Odegaard. Backwards to Tomiyasu. High up into the air. Rodri can't get there. It goes over him into the path of Walker on the centre circle. And he goes back to Edison here where Eddie Nketiah will apply some pressure. Edison out to the left hand side towards Ake. Saka applying the pressure into the path of Grealish. Grealish against Tomiyasu. Gets away from all of them, Grealish, and he brings the ball forward. Oh, and he's so beautiful to watch. Rodri comes out to Kyle Walker on this right side against Martinelli. Kevin De Bruyne through the middle, but it goes backwards to Rodri on the halfway line. Bring the ball into the Arsenal half. Into the path of Riyad Mahrez down the right side. Kevin De Bruyne is alongside him. Gundogan makes a run into the box, but it goes backwards to Walker. And it's now Diaz on the centre circle. Out to that left-hand side towards Ake. Ake into Grealish. 1-on-1 against Tomiyasu. Tries to go down the touchline on that left-hand side. Tomiyasu matches him stride for stride. And he gets away from him, Grealish. Cuts it back. And does the back heel into Bernardo Silva, who tries to hold on to the ball here. 1-on-1 against Odegaard. Tries to go around the outside. Puts the ball into the box. Haaland jumps up for it. Heads it backwards into the path of Rodri. Kevin De Bruyne. Backwards to Ake. Man City keep it alive here on the 48th minute. Rodri. Walker. Backwards to Diaz on the centre circle. Bernardo Silva. Into the path of Rodri. Rodri looks forward. And he squares into the path of Diaz here on the left side. Diaz now bringing the ball forward. Mahrez to his right, but he goes backwards to Rodri. Rodri on the centre circle. No movement ahead of him. Goes backwards to Diaz here. Diaz. Into the path of Rodri. Rodri out wide here towards Walker. Walker down the touchline to Mahrez, and it's a miscontrol there by Mahrez. And Arsenal restart here on the China side. All that possession for nothing. Zinchenko now to take the throwing. Backwards to Gabriel. Into the middle finds Xhaka. Xhaka turns. Being held up by Rodri. Into Martinelli. Tries to find the return pass. Diaz is there. Eddie Nketiah does well and finds Martinelli. Martinelli being surrounded by City players and goes backwards to Gabriel. Martinelli now. Can't get away from Gundogan. Falls to Riyad Mahrez, but it can't control it. And Zinchenko goes back to Ramsdale here on the 6-yard box. And he goes out wide to Saliba. Tomiyasu. Down the line into Saka. Saka being held up by Ake. And he finds Odegaard backwards to Jorginho. Jorginho into the finds Xhaka. Xhaka now in the centre circle, bring the ball forward. He's got 4 players to aim for. And he comes out to Martinelli down the left-hand side. Martinelli has Zinchenko ahead of him. Eddie Nketiah, Saka's out wide. Martinelli tries to go down the outside of Mahrez. Diaz is tracking back. He goes backwards to Zinchenko. Zinchenko gets away from Diaz. Mahrez is there. Zinchenko holds on to the ball here. Down the centre side on the 50th minute. Mahrez can't get the ball. And he does manage to keep it. And Walker just clears it down the line. Saliba into the path of Gabriel, but it can't keep it in play, and it goes out for Manchester City throwing here. Kevin De Bruyne steps over to take it. Kevin De Bruyne there. No loyalties there. No loyalties there by Kevin De Bruyne. Walker now to take the throwing on the halfway line. Headed away by Zinchenko. Xhaka's there, but it falls to Walker. Mahrez gets away from Martinelli. He's brought down. And it's going to be a free kick for Manchester City down the right-hand side. Kevin De Bruyne to take the free kick here on the Shine side. Mahrez is there as well. 51 minutes played. Referee having a word with Haaland, who is coming out on top in this game while Manchester City have an opportunity to get a lead in the second half. Riyad Mahrez leaves it to Kevin De Bruyne. Joe tries to go back, pause. Tomiyasu is there, and he'll just clear it away for a throwing. Bernardo Silva will gather it and goes all the way back to Ederson on the left-hand side. Man City restart here in their own half. Ederson switches it out to the right-hand side towards Mahrez, and he gets there, Mahrez, but the offside flag does go up. And Arsenal restart here on the right-hand side. Taken quickly. Granit Xhaka now on the ball here on the centre circle, out to the left-hand side, but it's intercepted there by Kyle Walker. Riyad Mahrez on the halfway line. Backwards to Diaz. Diaz on this left-hand side. Bringing the ball forward. Gets away from Eddie Nketiah and lays into the path of Ake. Backwards to Rodri. Martinelli comes over to apply some pressure. Rodri holds onto the ball and goes backwards to Ake. Out to that left-hand side towards Bernardo Silva, but Tomiyasu couldn't keep it in play. It goes out for Odegaard couldn't keep it in play. It goes out for a Man City throwing on that left-hand side. Claims for a free kick, Odegaard. Didn't get anything. Man City now have the ball with Rodri on the halfway line. Switches it over the top. An orphan Syrian baby born under the rubble of her collapsed home. Riyad Mahrez now. Backwards to Walker. Into Diaz on the left-hand side. Goes short to Rodri. Rodri turns and finds Bernardo Silva. And Bernardo Silva being held up by Odegaard manages to find a pass to Ederson on the left-hand side. Ederson on the 6-yard box. Goes short to Bernardo Silva. Into Rodri. Rodri has Xhaka for company. Backwards to Bernardo Silva. Over the top towards Kevin De Bruyne, but he can't keep the ball. And Saliba has it and goes backwards to Ramsdale here on the right-hand side. Ramsdale into Gabriel. Gabriel holds onto the ball. and goes out wide to Saliba. Saliba holds the ball up in his own box. Down the line towards Eddie Nketiah, but he can't get away from Diaz. The referee pulls it back for a free kick, but I thought Diaz won the ball there. I'll be honest with you, I thought Diaz had won the ball there. Yeah, it doesn't. Looks like Akanji's going to get warmed up here for Manchester City. So does a midfielder come off and Akanji comes on so that Ake can play down the left? Here we go with Saliba on the right side. Goes into Zinchenko on the centre circle. Zinchenko backwards to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu out wide towards Bukayo Saka. 1-on-1 against Bernardo Silva. Lays into Jorginho. Jorginho tries to feed in behind to Odegaard, but Ake is there and he clears away, and that's Edison. What is he doing? It goes up for an Arsenal throw-in. Adam, how was the first half? It was brilliant, but Saka comes away with it on the right side. 1-on-1 against Ake, tries to go around the outside, holds onto it backwards to Jorginho across the middle, but it's straight to the hands of Edison, and Edison, he's so chill. Like, it's a pass back to him, and instead of just hoofing it down the line, he hits it out for a throwing. Like, what are you doing? But Rowan Evan, Manchester City, they went 1-0 up and they gifted Arsenal a penalty. Grealish bringing the ball forward, gets away from Bukayo Saka. Haaland is there, so is Grealish, and he comes out wide here towards Mahrez, but it's behind him, and it goes out for a Manchester City, for an Arsenal throwing. 55 minutes played. Zinchenko now hits the ball down the line from the throw-in. Diaz wins the header. Walker gets the head of. He's brought down. Gabriel's brought. Haaland's brought down for a penalty. Yellow card to Gabriel. He's looking at the players touching him. Haaland has to take this one. Haaland has to take this one. Diaz wins the header. Walker hits it high up into the air. Is he onside? He's offside. He's offside. That's no penalty. He's offside. He's not going to get given. He's offside, Haaland. There's no way that's going to be given a penalty. But does it come off Eddie Nketiah? I'm sure it comes off Eddie Nketiah's foot. But I'm sure it comes off Eddie Nketiah's foot, like Kyle Walker onto Eddie Nketiah. You got to look at that. You can't look it from there. That's too far. You can't see it. But they're not gonna give the penalty here. They're not gonna give the penalty here. Erling Haaland's offside. Just offside. Wow. I think Haaland's offside there. Yeah, he's offside. You can see it, man. Haaland was offside. Haaland was offside, and that yellow card gets rescinded. The yellow card gets rescinded. Ramsdale there having a word with the ref. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1 here on Cal Sports Football. Inches. Inches. Ramsdale on the shine side. Hits the ball high up into the air. Eddie Nketiah can't get there. Falls to Walker, hits it again high up into the air. Haaland battling out against Gabriel. He gets the better of him. He's brought down two players. $59 played. Arsenal 1. Manchester City 1 here. On Cal Sports Football. Gabriel getting some treatment here. '60th minute played here. Akanji is coming off for Riyad Mahrez. I knew that was what he was going to do. So Ake goes to the left hand side. Akanji plays centre back with Diaz. Walker down the right hand side. And Bernardo Silva goes further up the field. 61 minutes played. Mahrez not happy with that. Mahrez not happy with that. Arsenal restart and they misplace the ball to Bernardo Silva and he unleashes Haaland on the left side 1-1 against Saliba. He gets away from Saliba but Gundogan makes the wrong turn and is cleared away and Arsenal get given a lifeline. It falls to Grealish. Rodri gets away from one, gets away from two, goes out to the left side towards Grealish, 1-1 against Tomiyasu. He cuts it back in on his right foot, waits for the overlapping run by Ake, but he gets it past Tomiyasu, tries to put a ball into the box, but it comes off Grealish, and it goes out for a corner down the right side. Yellow card to Jack Grealish on that left-hand side. '62 minutes played. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1 here on Couch Sports Football. How are we all doing? Haaland had the opportunity to drive with the ball and he decides to go on his own. Ake can't get there ahead of Saka. Goes out for a Man City throwing down that left hand side. Ake to take the throwing here. Ake. Over the top towards Haaland. Being held up by Saliba. Cleared away by Tomiyasu for another throwing. Ake to take the throwing. Goes backwards to Diaz, who hits it high up into the air, and Eddie Nketiah is late there, and he's going to get a yellow card for that one, Eddie Nketiah. Just a late one there by Eddie Nketiah. '64th minute here. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1. Ruben Diaz back up on his feet. Diaz with the ball out to the right side towards Walker, but it's headed back by Zinchenko into the path of Ramsdale here on the 6-yard box. Looking to hold on to the ball here, Ramsdale. Inviting the pressure into Jorginho, backwards to Gabriel. Out to the right side towards Zinchenko, intercepted there by Kevin De Bruyne, and it goes up for an Arsenal throwing. 65th minute play. Zinchenko to take the throwing here. Into Xhaka, high up into the air. Eddie Nketiah being held up by Akanji. He falls to the ground, but the referee says nothing. It falls to Saka. Goes out to right towards Odegaard. Odegaard has Tomiyasu making a rapid run. He finds him across the 6-yard box. Oh, and Eddie Nketiah couldn't get there. It's going to fall to Martinelli down the left-hand side. Backwards to Zinchenko. Zinchenko into the middle finds Jorginho. Tries to return it back to Zinchenko. But it goes up for a goal kick here on this left-hand side. Manchester City restart now. Edison. Over the top to the right side towards Kyle Walker, who can't get the head of Granit Xhaka. There's going to be another throwing here on the right side for Manchester City. Sorry, for Arsenal. Zinchenko comes backwards to Gabriel. Gabriel all the way back to Ramsdale. Ramsdale holds onto the ball and clears it out to that right side towards Tomiyasu. Can he get the head of Grealish? Yes, he can, but he runs into danger. Tomiyasu can't get away from Diaz, and it's Grealish now bringing the ball forward. He gets away from Jorginho. He's brought down by Bukayo Saka, and that's going to be a free kick here for Manchester City. 66th minute here. Manchester City have a free kick here on the 67th minute. Is Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1. Kevin De Bruyne steps up to take this free kick. Now, for a normal person, it's in a crossing position. But we know Kevin De Bruyne can hit it. Now, what's he going to make Ramsdale do here? Is he going for goal? Because normally you want to hit it towards that back post so that it's literally aiming to go in the back net, if not into the far right hand side of the net. But what's Kevin De Bruyne going to do here? Right foot into the box, back post, heading towards goal. It's coming around the 6-yard box. Akanji's there, it's blocked. And it comes out to Saka down that right side. And Kevin De Bruyne can't get the ball, and Saka can't keep it in play. It goes up for a Man City throwing here. 68th minute. Throwing, headed away by Tomiyasu, and Xhaka goes back to Ramsdale here on this right-hand side. Ramsdale into Gabriel. Gabriel into Zinchenko. Holds onto the ball here. And loses the ball to Bernardo Silva into the middle towards Haaland. Haaland goes round the keeper, takes the shot and is blocked, and Ramsdale gathers it in his hands. What are Arsenal doing? Why are they trying to play out from the back? Just get rid of it. Again, they're trying to play out from the back, and it goes out to Saliba this time on the right side. Over the top to Eddie Nketiah on the halfway line, who brings the ball under control. Break into Saka, back to Odegaard on the halfway line. Lays into Zinchenko. Better here from Arsenal. They've got away from the Manchester City press. Out to the left-hand side, Xhaka. 1-on-1 against Bernardo Silva, who is on a yellow card. Backwards to Zinchenko. Into the middle finds Jorginho. Jorginho into Odegaard. Odegaard turns, looks, For Tomiyasu down the right side. Saka through the middle and he finds him. Saka gets away from Ake, gets away from Rodri. He's brought down, but the referee carries on with Bernardo Silva. And it falls to Saliba here on the right side. First time into Gabriel. Gabriel holds onto the ball. Into the middle, finds Saliba. Saliba has Tomiyasu to his right. And he holds onto it here. Out wide to Tomiyasu. Backwards to Saliba. Again, Man City come to press. Backwards to Ramsdale. Ramsdale holds onto the ball here. Into Odegaard. Backwards to Saliba. Into the path of Odegaard. Odegaard. Into the middle. Finds Gabriel on the shine side. Bringing the ball forward here. Jorginho now. Has time to turn and finds Zinchenko on the centre circle, who finds Odegaard out to the centre side towards Xhaka. Xhaka 1-on-1 against Walker. He gets away from him out to the centre side of Eddie Nketiah, and he just hits it. Overhits it for a goal kick on the left-hand side. This Arsenal fan's crying. That Arsenal fan's crying. Is he alright? Someone check up on him. 70th minute here. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1. Edison to restart the game here. The last time they won the Premier League, 2004, ladies and gentlemen. Edison to restart here from the goal kick. High up in towards Haaland, who'll battle it out against Saliba. Saliba wins the header. Xhaka brings the ball under control. And he tries to play it forward, but it falls to Rodri on the halfway line, who goes backwards to Akanji, into Diaz, out wide here towards Walker. Walker heads it into the pass to Kevin De Bruyne, who heads it into Bernardo Silva, tries to return it back, but it falls to Gabriel, and Bernardo Silva's there to win it, and he finds Haaland in between the lines. Saliba tracking back, Haaland into the pass to Gundogan, out to Grealish. Grealish right for shot into the back of the net, and that is Jack Grealish. Ladies and gentlemen, the pundits were there to scream. The pundits were there questioning whether Jack Grealish is the man, is the £100 million man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that goal alone is worth the 100 million that they paid for Jack Grealish. It's beautifully brought on a play to Haaland, who gets in between the lines, and instead of going for goal, he makes the right decision. He goes across to Gundogan, and Gundogan again makes the right decision and goes across to Jack Grealish, and Jack Grealish's first time, right foot into the back of the net. What a beautiful link-up play again. Another mistake by Arsenal. We said it before. Do Arsenal have the mentality to win the league? They've got the technical ability. They have the manager with the tactics. They've got the players. But do they have the mentality? That is for sure the question that everyone will start to ask, ladies and gentlemen. 2-1. And the Premier League has come alive. Jorginho, back to Gabriel. Into the middle finds Saliba. Saliba on the shine side, into the path finds Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu has time to bring the ball forward and tries to feed in behind to Eddie Nketiah, but Akanji's there. Eddie Nketiah wins it, returns it to Saka. Saka into the path of Xhaka. He's got Martinelli down the center side. He tries to take a shot. He puts Ruben Diaz down, but Ruben Diaz wins it back, and it's Bernardo Silva now on the ball into Gundogan. Into the path of Ake. Tries to go over the top towards Haaland, but there's no one there for Manchester City, and it falls to Gabriel. Saliba on the halfway line, bringing it into the Manchester City half. Out to that right side, Tomiyasu, bringing the ball forward. Tries to feed in behind, but Ruben Diaz is there again. And he's brought down, but Gundogan can't take advantage. Free kick, Manchester City on the 74th minute, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like Arsenal are going to be making a substitution here. Leandro Trossard coming on here for Martinelli. Grealish is down on the ground here. Off the ball, looks like Phil Foden is going to be coming on. Where the hell has he been? '75th minute here. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 2. Jack Grealish has been outstanding today. Oh, Phil Foden's coming on here for Jack Grealish. '76 minutes on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 2. Arsenal are battling. Do. Diaz now to take the free kick here. Over the top to the shine side towards Bernardo Silva, but it's headed away. And it goes out for a Man City throwing here. Walker to take it. Walker from the throwing. Need to do my media research for my exam. What research are you doing? High up top towards Gabriel Zinchenko. Backwards to Saliba on the shine side. Kevin De Bruyne coming over to apply some pressure. Saliba goes backwards to Ramsdale on the 6-yard box. Out wide to Saliba, who holds onto the ball. 77th minute. Down the line, but it's intercepted there by Roger in the centre circle. Eddie Nketiah is there, and it falls to Phil Foden here, who brings the ball under control. Backwards to Ake. Kevin De Bruyne brings it down. Foden's free to his left. Can he get there ahead of Saliba? Yes, he does. Tries to put the ball into the box, but there's no one there for Man City. And Ramsdale gathers it. Xhaka. Backwards to Zinchenko. Into the path of Gabriel here. And Gabriel goes into Saliba. Saliba into Xhaka. Xhaka bringing the ball forward here. Finds Trossard in between the lines and manages to find a pass into Eddie Nketiah, but Akanji's there. And Edison will just clear it down the line. Media products with something to do with teens. Social media, I think it's in the name. Ball trying putting behind towards Tomiyasu, but he goes all the way back to Ramsdale on the 6-yard box. And he goes short to Saliba. Saliba turns in his own box into Xhaka. Out to the shine side towards Gabriel. Gabriel now bringing the ball forward here for Arsenal. Xhaka out to the left-hand side towards Zinchenko. Zinchenko now one-on-one against Kyle Walker. Gets the pair of him into the path of Trossard. Trossard tries to get away from Akanji. And he goes backwards to Xhaka here. Xhaka intercepted there by Rodri, but it forces Zinchenko into the path of Trossard, who's brought down. No penalty given. No penalty given. Referee has nothing. City have Forex next too. Arsenal have Villa. I think he goes down before he's even touched him. And Arsenal have Villa away too. Arsenal's next game's huge. They've not won in 4 games. Obviously counting the FA Cup. '79th minute. Rodri can't get there. And Trossard doesn't. Rodri comes away with it into the into the Arsenal half. Gundogan into Kevin De Bruyne, back to Gundogan. But he couldn't control it, and it goes all the way back to Zinchenko here on the try side. Ball jobs. Zinchenko bringing the ball forward on the centre circle into the City half. He's got Trossard to his left, Xhaka through the middle. He goes out wide to Trossard on the left-hand side. Eddie Nketiah, Xhaka, Saka all through the middle. Goes out into the middle towards Zinchenko. Zinchenko finds Jorginho on the turn. Out wide to Tomiyasu. Into Odegaard, backwards to Saliba. Forest easy win for City. I don't think so, City are good. Nottingham Forest are good. Edison waits for Eddie Nketiah to come over to catch the ball. And it looks like it's going to be a double substitution here. Ben White and Vieira coming on for Arsenal. Edison now to restart the game on the 80th minute. Headed on by Kevin De Bruyne. But there's no one there, and it goes into the path of Ramsdale. Ramsdale now. Goes out wide towards Saliba. Haaland comes over to pressure. Backwards to Ramsdale. On the right side. Into Gabriel. Gabriel into Xhaka. Backwards to Gabriel. Arsenal trying to play out from the back here. Trossard being held up by Walker. Falls to Bernardo Silva. Rodri. Gets away from Xhaka. Into the path of Gundogan. Gundogan has Kevin De Bruyne to his right. And he brings the ball forward into the path of Gundogan. Into Haaland. Haaland takes out his feet. Oh! Oh! It's Erling Brand Haaland, ladies and gentlemen. The phenom poised to his head. Is it the Neves celebration? Is it the Rashford celebration? Manchester City won't care because they are 3-1 up here against Arsenal. Oh, Arsenal started to crumble, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Arsenal tried to play out from the back, and it's another mistake. Kyle Walker picks up the ball. Kyle Walker picks up the ball. It falls to Rodri, who gets away from Xhaka. He's into Gundogan. Gundogan sees Kevin De Bruyne running into space. Into Haaland, who takes it out of his feet, and he smashes it into the bottom left-hand corner to make it 3-1. Ball point over the top. Odegaard with a shot that's blocked. Falls to Jorginho into the path of Odegaard. Odegaard being held up by Diaz, and Gundogan takes it off him. And it comes out wide to Ben White. Ake is there to win the header. Ben White into the path of Odegaard. Odegaard turns. Lays it out to the left-hand side towards Trossard. 1-1 against Walker. Into the path of Vieira. Vieira across the 6-yard box. Headed away by Akanji. It falls to Trossard here. Oh, I'm not changing it. Apologies. I'm not going to put Haaland on there. He's going to finish soon. Here we go with Vieira. Into Zinchenko. Zinchenko holding the ball, and he gets out to the left side towards Saka, but Bernardo Silva's there. And he just clears it down the line. Into the path of Gabriel. Saliba on the centre circle. Bringing the ball forward into the Manchester City half. Goes out wide towards Ben White. I love the grins on the players' faces. Saliba on the ball here. Over the top. Walker against Trossard. Trossard tries to keep it in play, and he goes backwards to Vieira. Vieira out to Trossard. Trossard keeps it in play here on his left-hand side. And he goes into Vieira. You love my laugh. Dude, you know what? You're not the first person that said that. People at work love it. They just laugh if I laugh. People go with Odegaard, tries to go out to that right side, but Gundogan's there tracking back and just clears it down the line into the path of Odegaard here. Into Jorginho, returns it back to Odegaard, who finds himself in the box on the right side. Can he find an Arsenal player? No, he can't. Rodri's there to clear it, but it only goes to Ben White on that right side, and we have 5.5 to go. And can Haaland get there ahead of Saliba? Yes, he does. Can he keep it in play? Yes, he does. Can he get away from Saliba? He holds on to it. He does well to keep it in play. And it goes up for an Arsenal throwing on that right side. And the Arsenal stadium goes silent. It was sensational in the first half, this Arsenal stadium. Nothing going on now. Odegaard now has the ball. He gets in between the lines and tries to go out wide to Saka. And it goes out for a goal kick. Where to find tea related content? I'm shit at research. Well, you're a teen, so what do you watch? You're into football, so you consume a lot of football on TikTok. TikTok's a place to go. Twitch, you know, streaming platforms like Twitch and YouTube. They're platforms. Look at who are the most successful YouTube streamers. YouTube content creators. They started off as teens. You look at Logan Paul, you look at KSI Sidemen, you look at other YouTubers. They started off as teens. Look at this boxing that's going on YouTube, boxing that KSI is doing. Who are all the fighters? They're all young people. KSI back in the day was mad. I used to watch KSI back in the day. I honestly stopped watching him when it became Sidemen. That's when I stopped watching KSI. But I used to watch it back in the day. Me and the missus, we used to watch it when he used to play like, there was a horror game that he used to play. I forgot what it was called. Um, but I used to watch that. I need an interactive print and moving image or audio. Well, YouTube's interactive. Print. Do a lot do a lot of people use print nowadays? Eddie Nketiah on the halfway line, bringing the ball forward, gets away from Kyle Walker. Moving image, GIFs. All you guys do is talk in GIFs. Audio, TikTok audios. How many times do you hear like emotional damage? Panini stickers or prints, yeah? Or you can use FIFA. FIFA foot champs. Come on, how much money do people spend on that? Saliba now on the ball. Goes out to Odegaard on the right side. We are on the 80th minute here. Holds on to the ball. Back to Vieira. Into Granit Xhaka. Sorry, into Ben White. What about Snapchat? When something's going on, they create a filter. Like when the World Cup's coming on, it's a Qatar World Cup thing. The Ant-Man's coming out, so there'll be a Marvel Snapchat filter when you go watch it. Instagram filter. They all do stuff like that. Saka now, 1-on-1 against Foden. Cuts in onto left foot. Tries to get the ball into the box and it's headed wide by Eddie Nketiah. I've already got that. Kevin De Bruyne there. People throwing stuff at him. Prime balls. Just smiling at him. Look at him just smiling at him. Edison with a ball high up into the air in the 89th minute. I've never seen Emirates get this quiet. Haaland. Gundogan. Can't get away from Ben White. Odegaard into Ben White. Loses the ball to Foden. Free kick on the shine side for Arsenal. Twitter. Nervous. Ruthless commentary today, lol. I haven't though. I'll be honest with you. Do you know at the start of the game, this Arsenal, I've never heard it this quiet, and I've never heard it so loud like it was earlier. It was so loud. Like honestly, like, I never knew Arsenal could be that loud. And then now they're 2 goals. They're losing 3-1, and they've gone utter silent. I see fans leaving the stadium already. Bernardo Silva, handball, free kick, Arsenal on the shine side. I know an Arsenal fan. Look at Arsenal fans already leaving the stadium. The game hasn't even finished. You're losing against the reigning Premier League champions. How are you going home? How are you going home before the game ends? Ben White into Zinchenko. To the center side towards Trossard. 1-1 against Walker. Traffic. Come on. They wouldn't be doing that if they were winning. Here we go with Trossard on the left hand side. 1-1 against Walker. In the box. Oh, and it's tipped over by Edison. Crowds get ahead. We've got 5 minutes of added time here. Oh no, Edison didn't even get a hand on it. 3 minutes left here. Arsenal 1. Manchester City 3. Manchester City go top of the table on goal difference. Haaland tries to keep it in play. Phillips gets there ahead of Trossard, and it goes out for an Arsenal throwing here on the halfway line. Saliba. I just want to slap Pep's bald head. that is savage. That is savage, Dixter. Zinchenko on this left-hand side. Holds onto the ball. Into the Vieira. Vieira can't get away, and it falls to Walker. Walker brought down by Trossard. Free kick, Man City. 93rd minute. Anyway, on that bombshell, it's time for me to leave. Take it easy, Dixter. I appreciate you coming by. Tomorrow's my last game of this back-to-back that we've done, where we have Barcelona taking on Manchester United. Then I'll be AFK on Friday, but back Saturday, Sunday, because we got a double whammy. But I'll see you next time, Dixter. You take it easy. Gabriel into Zinchenko. Zinchenko hits it down the line towards Eddie Nketiah, but Akanji's there to win the header. There goes our 4. A Man City throwing. Jorginho. Backwards to Gabriel. Back to Jorginho on the halfway line. Tries to put it over the top towards Eddie Nketiah. But Kanji's there to win the header. Can Phillips get the head of the play? Yes, he does. It falls to Foden. Foden on the centre circle. Goes out to that left hand side towards Gundogan. Is there another goal here for Manchester City? Gundogan bringing the ball for Foden. Busting a gut to get there. He gets himself into the box. Gundogan. Haaland holds it up. Goes on the outside of Saka, but Saka does well too. Go for the throwing, and it's Man City now who'll have the throwing on that left hand side. 3-1 final score, Sad. It is going to be the final score. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 3 goals by Kevin De Bruyne, Jack Grealish, and Erling Brandt Haaland. Foden spins away from the throwing, gets himself into the box, goes out for a corner on that left hand side. 95th minute here on Couch Sports Football. The referee blows for full time, ladies and gentlemen. It's Arsenal 1, Manchester City 3, and Man City sit on top of the table here on Couch Sports Football. 1:28 in the morning, Sound. You know what? I'm going to call it there. I'll see you tomorrow where we have Barcelona taking on Manchester United. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, look after yourself, stay safe, and peace.